You're sexy, so good to me.
Welcome to another edition of SCC Insights. I want to call this episode, I wasn't ready. I look back and I laugh at it now, but honestly at the time, it wasn't funny. And actually over the years I've thought about it. At times I've gotten a little frustrated with myself because I used to work in the Bronx as a banker. And I mean, I've done everything in the bank. I've been a bank teller. I've been a life insurance agent. I've done securities. I mean, I've done so many things, commercial savings and in investment banking as well. But at this point, I was working at a savings bank in the Bronx on Tremont Avenue and still pursuing my musical endeavors. I had a band. We were doing gigs on a regular basis and constantly rehearsing. And one of my customers at the bank was Fred McFarlane. Now, if you don't know Fred McFarlane, he's written songs for Jenny Burton, Evelyn King, Intrigue. He maybe even did some other stuff. Jocelyn Brown, Somebody Else's Guy, was one of his biggest notable tracks he did as an independent producer. But he also played keyboards for D-Train. And I believe his partner in music is Timmy Allen, something like that. I forget his name. But the point is, Somebody Else's Guy was hitting hard on the tracks, and he wanted to do a follow-up. And because he knew I had a band, and we had a good rapport, and he would tell me, you know, what he was doing, what project he was working on next, and I was always excited about it because, like my friend Paul Lawrence, he's out there doing it. So is Fred. Fred's out there doing it. They're in the studio. You know, sometimes we cross paths with different people that we both knew. So Fred told me to come to his house, and his studio was in the basement. And so he said, "Look, I'm looking for a track to do a follow-up to Somebody Else's Guy." And he hit the play button, and I was like, just like that, literally, my mouth was open wide, and I was like, couldn't think of nothing. Now, I'm very good with lyrics, very good with words, catchphrases and all that. Repeat them, make sense of them. You know, it was just something that wasn't foreign to me. But on this particular day, he pressed play, and I couldn't think of anything. And he said, all right, don't worry about it, don't worry about it. Let me play it again, start it over. He started it over, and I was like, can somebody say dark hole, abyss? I was so frustrated internally and embarrassed because after all this talk, I just couldn't come up with nothing. And then about maybe 2 weeks later, he had a guy come in the studio, which I didn't know, but I heard it on the radio. Guy came in the studio, wound up doing a rap version of Somebody Else's Guy, and that was my shot, and I blew it. Had an inside track, and I simply blew it. You know, there'll be more stories about some of the things I experienced and opportunities I either passed up on or missed, and lessons I learned from it. And in this case, the lesson is if you stay ready, you never have to get ready, even though that's not foolproof. See you guys next time.